Hello guys and welcome back to episode number 9 in our East Yorkshire Transport Fever 2 Let's Play series. In today's episode we're going to be focusing on completing the mainline passenger route that we've been creating for the last few episodes. If you have been playing along then you'll be aware that it actually finishes down here in York, but it runs all the way down here from Driffield at the top, all the way in a clockwise route back down to the south. So what I want to do is get this line put in, and then in the start of next year in 1925 we actually unlock the Flying Scotsman. So what I want to do is get our route upgraded with all the trains into the Class A3 Flying Scotsman as soon as possible. So without further ado, let's start that off. Unfortunately along the way there isn't any other towns that are really worth us hooking into, so what I am going to do instead is just sort of go as close to, or past if you like, as many of the industries that are along the route, just so that later on down the line it's easy for us to join into those. Because obviously once we've finished this passenger route, that is almost every line set up, every city set up with a passenger route. All we will have then is we'll have a few sort of towns that sit on the outskirts, like Pocklington here, Marketwaite and Middleton on the Wolds. We'll have a little local service that does come through. Was that going to give me a nice little bridge then? It was. We'll take that. Just because with this map, sorry, having very limited amounts of hills and mountains, I think it will look nice to have one out now and again. And it makes sense instead of just carving through the landscape everywhere. I guess we might get another one on the way down. Yep, there we go. That actually works out pretty well. Now obviously guys, as you can tell, we have gotten to the area where money is no longer an object. We're creating that much money from the routes we already have in place. We can sort of play how we like now. And that does mean we'll be able to start adding a bit more decoration and things. Oh, I don't really like that. As I have said before, I don't have any mods installed at all on this playthrough, so we are limited in terms of scenery and things we can do. I watch a lot of YouTubers play Transport Fever myself, and I've seen a few really good sort of train yards and cities that people have built up, and sort of sidings and all sorts of things, as well as all the extra vehicles and stuff. So I do want to get into all of that, but I'm very inexperienced when it comes to that. So what I do need your help with is getting together a list of mods. That's much better. Getting a list of mods together ready for the next playthrough. The next playthrough is going to be a modded playthrough. And I'm probably going to start a little bit later than I did in this one. I'll probably start in 1900s. I want to try and find a map where we've got a sort of lot of hills and waterways to cross over and things like that. Try and make a really scenic playthrough. I've been umming and ahhing as to whether to do an EPEC series, but I don't know whether it all just becomes a bit too confusing and that you sort of have lines going absolutely everywhere and you have to manipulate them in a way that means they don't drop off the most efficient way, and it sort of takes away from the game for me. I have seen another YouTuber, and you'll have to forgive me, I can't remember the name at the moment, but I've seen another YouTuber who's doing a series that's all passengers only, and to me that looks like it could be a whole lot of fun. You are able within the rules to use any form of transport that carries passengers, whether it be ships, trams, trains, buses, aeroplanes. I think that would be a whole lot of fun. I'm not sure how well we would be able to manage, just due to simply in the early game you make a hell of a lot of your money from freight, and we would obviously miss out on that. There we go guys, there is the Flying Scotsman. Yeah, so I think that's going to be a good one. So if you know of any good mods for passenger transport, please let me know. I've been looking for ones like the sort of Virgin Pendolino trains, and there's some Arriva buses I've seen. But any sort of passenger transport or passenger station mods, or any scenery packs, That's the kind of thing I'm looking for, ready for the next series that we do. Right, okay, so I think that's set there, guys. Now I want to pause it because I'm going to edit this line. So what I want to do is find out where this line starts on the way south. So it'll be Hull 1, 2. So number 2 goes to Beverley, so it's not that. So it's the next time we find Hull in the list. Right, okay, so we go Hull to North Ferriby, all the way down to number 6 is York, and then it goes back to Aldrich, so we want to delete everything after York. Just deleted York by accident there. But after York, we want to delete everything. There we go. So now it should run all the way around, which it does. And then we want to add the station after York. It wants to go all the way up to Driffield, Hutton Cranswick, Beverley, and then it'll go back into Hull North. And hopefully everything's on the right side of the track here, staying on the right all the way down here. Broomfleet, we're on the right. At Wrestle, we are on the right. Weldrake, we're on the right. And down into York, we are on the right. Okay. And then the last thing to do is to manage these vehicles. Now I do know that there is only one, and there was only ever one Line Scotsman. However, because of the speed of this, getting 75 mile an hour, it will just catch up to the other trains. Actually, no it won't, because the carriages limit this to 62 mile an hour, which makes me think, is it worth upgrading this yet? The current trains we've got, I believe, are the AC. They are the AC31, the AC35s, so they can already do 62. So, I'll tell you what, guys, I'm actually going to hold off on that. I'm going to wait. Simply because, if we've just unlocked the Flying Scotsman that can do 75 miles an hour, we shouldn't be far off unlocking a carriage that can accompany it. So, this looks like it's going to be the first train to go down the new route. I just want to make sure it does go the right way, and then I'll leave, because at the end of this episode we will have a ride along of the Flying Scotsman through the new route and over those new bridges. I think that'd be a good one to do. But why is he waiting for a clear path? That station looks pretty clear to me. Oh, he's trying to get to Hull North. He's been messed up. Okay. There we go. Keep flipping around until he can go to York. Ah, okay. It's because this train's come back the other way. He was on the wrong line. So this might take a minute just to sort itself out. He's now off to Driffield, which is correct. Hopefully this guy pulls in and then goes to Driffield as well. We've got no warnings at the top here, so there's no one that's currently stuck and has nowhere to go. Yeah, there you go, he's now going the right way. Is there any trains on the wrong side of the tracks? Can't see any. Multi-vehicles of poor condition. That is one thing we need to have a look at. Now this guy here is going to wrestle. I think he's going a long way to wrestle. I believe wrestle's all the way over here. It is. Hutton Cranswick. Okay. It's going to Hutton Cranswick. Hopefully, if I just put in that, hopefully when you get to here you can turn around and get back on the right side of the track, and then we'll delete that again. Yes, there we go. Once he's crossed over, we'll delete that, and that should be everyone on the right side. Yes, and there's the train that we just saw leave from York. And that's that line fully up and running again now. Oh, we're looking here, we've got 32 people waiting here. Oh, autosave. These trams could do with an upgrade. I've just had the warning for things getting old. Do we go for 21 capacity? No, I don't think we're ready for that yet. We've got, mind you, we have got 34 waiting at the end. But there's not a great demand. I think what I'm going to do is just clone that and just have one extra cart down there. The buzz route's doing here. We've only got 2 of these guys. They currently carry 5, so if we replace those with these Daimler, a bit of advertisement, that looks cool. Right, let's have a look at our vehicles here and see where we stand and what's looking really bad. The Selby grain trucks. And this was the first line that we ever put in. So, probably are due an upgrade here. So if I can replace these, now these guys are carrying food one way and grain the other. So they need to be able to carry food and grain. So they need upgrading to these guys. Which should... see, we've got too many now because these guys are now waiting. So we can sell a few of these as well. That farm is at max production. I want to sell these until the first truck is actually waiting. There's the next truck. That one can go as well. That one can go. We might have to start looking at getting another farm involved here actually, guys. There we go, he's just moved as he's come in. We'll get rid of one more of these. And then we'll call that a day for now until it starts building up. Okay, so let's look to next condition. What else is very bad? The Beverley buses. Do we need an upgrade here as well? We do, there's 23. So, we'll manage those, and again we'll put the latest buses on. There we go. I'll upgrade this as the last one, guys, and then I'll do the rest of it offline and put a bit of a cut in just so I aren't boring you guys with all these upgrades. These guys are carrying fuel and food, tools and fuel, so I need to carry everything. So there we go. Alright guys, I'll just run around and do the rest now, and I'll put a cut in so you guys don't have to watch this happen. Welcome back guys, so I've been around and I've updated all of our vehicles. As you can see, the only 2 that are bad at the minute now are the 2 crude trains. Now, I'm in 2 minds of those, whether to make that electric and get our first electric trains on here. As you can see, they are struggling to get up to top speed anyway. With them pulling so much, it might be something that's worthwhile as looking at. Actually, I'll tell you what, let's just get in and do it. We've got the money, why not? Let's upgrade all of this to electric. We may have to just have a quick look at that bridge. Because if the bridge isn't capable, it's the faster speeds. We'll have to get that upgraded as well. I believe that's all the electric. The station is not electrified. So what we'll have to do is just pause this quickly. We might as well put high speed in now so we don't have to come back and revisit this later. And to be fair, we might as well upgrade back with high speed electric. That way we can get max efficiency. This is one of the lines that prints money for us, so it's worth doing it. Let's just put on the track speed filter if I can remember where it is. One of these somewhere, I think. There we go, 207, 207. Although I do think that's lying to me, so I'm going to delete it. It'll only take 2 seconds. While it's paused, we might as well do this and make sure that we're definitely going as quickly as we can. So we've got high speed, we've got electrification. Want to go there? Yeah, see, 56 mile an hour, that's not going to cut it anymore. We're going to go for the 112. And then we need to upgrade the station at this end to have high speed electrical track. Bam, 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 bam. See, that's screwed up the line, so manage line, we're going from Withensea, and it hasn't picked up Hull Station again for some reason. There we go. Now we're back in business. And then I want to manage these 2 vehicles, and we want to replace them. Now electric wise, 47 mile an hour or 62. So we are going to go for the AE47 because this is one of the ones that produces the most money. I mean, we can only go... That does do 60. I mean, these carriages only go to 50 anyway, but we want the most speed. We've currently got 23 of them. And the capacity 207. So we'll knock it back down to 207. I'm sure I remember a reason why. I think we maxed out the station length as we were... Oh no, we do have room for further more. Or here, it might be at the other end we've maxed it out. Looks like this guy's now struggling to keep up though. We might need to put a little loop of wagons coming around the outside here actually. Let's have a look at that. We don't want to run out. We don't want to start running out now that we've done that. We made the trains bigger. If we've made the trains bigger and now it can't connect, or sorry, it can't get enough oil to fill these, which looks like is a problem. Yeah, we definitely need to sort this out. That's already connected anyway, but we will just have to net one in here, and I'm going to go from the middle here if possible because I want to pick up both of these oil wells this end. Yeah, that gets both of them. We'll go for a road depot here. I want to go cargo. We're going to be carrying all the fuel. I'm just going to go for 5 here because it is a short route. Okay, Withensea sidings, we're going to wait for a full load indefinitely. We're going to call this RF for road freight, and it is Withensea crude. There we go, he's got 2. Maybe we don't need this many trucks. Keep an eye on it. And he's got a consumer of Hull Oil Refinery. That's because this... Maybe that's why it stopped, because this guy's actually maxed out now. He's maxed out level, but he's not maxed out on shipment, so he should be able to bring much more, really. Keep that pinned. This is where, at the minute, guys, I'm not too sure these shipment and production will be able to help me out here. Transport, is that the transport out of here because the boat's waiting? I believe it is. Shipment means it's running out, I think, but as you see now, this is cutting down 5, 3, 2, 1. So it's only just running out. It needs 2 to function. It's only just running out as the train gets there. Another carriage on the end of each of those, and that would have been okay. So let's just get those 2 trains and edit them. I want to add 1 to each of those, and that might help balance that out a little bit. This guy's already back, so I'm just going to delete one of these cars. Just leave 1 on there. And we'll come back and visit that. Now, one thing I do want to have a look at in this episode, guys, because we haven't got that faster passenger wagon yet, is I wanted to look at putting an airport in, and the only thing that I can think of that makes sense to me at the minute is to have an airport down this end of the map near Selby. And I want to look at freight with air, and I'm thinking of putting an airfield up here. So I'm going to bring fuel up to Withensea and then also have a passenger route. We'll join these two with a road, and then we'll have a passenger aeroplane from here. Maybe bring Headon and Allaby. We could have a route from Hornsea, Allaby, Headon, Winstead to an airport in the middle here, and then fly people as well all the way down to here, and then they could be bussed into Selby, trammed up and get on the main line that way, and that'll cause us to earn a lot more money through that, I believe. So I'm going to do that. And where I want the airfield, I think it'd be really cool to have one just on the edge of the river here. Now I'm conscious you can't expand these, so I want to be able to add a second runway eventually and upgrade it. So I'm going to go there. I'm going to slow things down a little bit. I'm going to go for a large street across the front. If that connects in, which it does. I'll kill that into this road. I'll tell you what I do want to do is upgrade that road first. I don't like how that's connecting in there though, that's the problem. That's a bit better. Okay, and then I want a passenger drop-off point. As close to here as possible. I'll tell you what, we'll actually put it here so it doesn't affect that junction. Oh, didn't mean to place that one. I think there's a way to get rid of these traffic lights. Don't want these. I'll have to look into. I can't remember how you turn those off actually, but you can mess with traffic lights, I'm sure. It's in one of these. I thought it was in the traffic. Oh, it is. Oh, so those traffic lights aren't on here. We'll take those out. Take those out. Oh, we've started getting loads of traffic lights. I don't want it causing us any major problems. I'm going to set up a new bus route that just goes from the airport here just into that main drop off in town, and that's going to be RP, and it's going to be Saldy Airport transfer. Just so we do start getting people, I'm just going to put a couple of buses on there just to start with. I think 2 will be enough. We are going to lose money here for now, but RF Salby Airport transfer. RP even. Right, okay, so that's people getting there. And then at the top end up here, oh, I don't know where to put the airport here. Thinking somewhere in between the two here, having a road linking. We put the linking road in first. But now it can just be a small road. Go around to there. Link the two up. Airfield in. That looks good to me. Street connection. Join in the middle. Similar to the other side, only we'll have it on the right here so people can cross the little walkway that got put in there. Here we're going to need a bus stop in Withensea here. I'm trying to think where to put this. We'll put this just around the corner there, because then we can put the fuel one on the right and they won't affect each other. Going into town here doesn't need any industry goods, trade goods if you like, so there's no point just doing anything else with that one. Here I'm going to put 3 buses. We're going to have a new line. Oh, yeah, new line. We're going to go from Withensea. Oh, autosave. We'll go from Withensea town here to the airfield, to Winstead, to the airfield, and back again. We want RP, Withensea, airport, transfer. Those 3 have already started. So now we're ready to set up the passengers. We want passenger plane. We've got 3 on the Junkers or 5 on the Dornier Merker. it's got to be the Dornier Merc, and then. So we want to go from Withensea down to Selby. This will be our first air passenger line. And it's going to be Withensea, Selby. Oh, let's have a look at this. These older planes do look pretty cool. Oh, the little door's open as well. That's very cool. No, we're not going to have any passengers here for a little minute, but it's always cool to see. But now, because we've got the bus route connected this end and the other end, it should bring some demand. I would imagine that most people are going to want to go from this end of the map down to the bottom. I can't see why anyone from Selby is going to want to come up to here. But once we put a freight aircraft route in as well and start bringing some fuel up here, we can have fuel going into Withensea, which will help that grow a bit. You can see we've got people waiting for the bus already here. There's one person. Oh, you can see the pilot as well through the airframe there. That does look pretty cool. Sounds really good as well. Top speed of this aircraft is 109 mile an hour. Ridiculously fast compared to what we're used to at the moment with every other mode of transport we have. It's like we're just climbing up to altitude at the minute. Soon he should level off, and then we should hit top speed. There we go, it's throttling back. That's pretty cool. That. We've also got the little navigation lights as well. Port and starboard. I don't know about you guys, but I always learn port is left because they both have 4 letters. Port and left. And obviously the colour of port is red. But port as in the alcoholic drink port. That's how I always remember port and starboard from the navigation lights. So hopefully that'll make its way down here. I'm not sure how many people are going to want to come through to here. Have a look at both of these buses. That's one of them. That's bus 16. Bus 14's got nobody on it yet either. That's on its way to pick up. Yeah, there's nobody at the minute, but the people from up north at Withensea now can get down to this airport, get a bus to this main transfer, get the Selby to Weldrake bus, or tram even, all the way up here into Weldrake, and then get on the train on the main line and be well away and go anywhere they want on the map. And that's why I think it will work out eventually. I think if we were to link in with a train route, Hornsea, Ellaby, Eden, Winestead eventually. I want to wait until we've got some form of multiple unit, I think, to run along there. Some smaller and more local routes, trains, and we'll get them on there and bring them round. There's none of these other towns need anything other than the food here. I mean, we could look at some way of bringing grain to here, possibly by cart, bringing the food back to Hornsea. It'd help that grow, which would help all of that, but at the moment, there's just not really the big enough demand for it. Okay guys, so for today, I think I'm going to leave it there. We've made a decent amount of progress. I'm going to let time just progress gradually so we can see what happens. I'm going to leave you guys with a run on the main line now, just on that new bit of section that goes from York. So you can ride it over the new, fly over the new bridge we put. I'll wait for the next train to come down here. Here it is. Once this gets into York, I'll leave you to it. You can have a little ride along. And then hopefully you'll join me in the next episode. As I've already said earlier on, if you have any ideas on any really good mods, predominantly around stations, passenger vehicles, whether that's ships, buses, trams, trains, aircraft, please drop them in the comments below. Let me know so I can get a look at them and start building a mods list ready for the next series. I do want to start that next weekend. So I'm hoping to get the first episode out for you by next weekend. So if you can help me build the list, that'd be brilliant, as well as any convenience mods, you know, things like auto sigs already on my radar, and things like that, things that'll make it a lot more enjoyable. We're going to start in around the 1900s, as I've said, so horse and wagons probably not so useful, but let me know what you guys use and what you think's good, and we'll go from there and try and build something together. So thanks a lot for joining me again, guys. Please drop a like and comment on the video. It does help it get shown to more people and then helps the channel grow. If you're interested in watching the rest of the series, please hit the subscribe button. Another thing that helps me out a lot grow the channel. It's always very much appreciated. Any ideas now to improve my videos for you, please just let me know. So thanks a lot for joining me, and I'll leave you with this ride along.